YouTubers. Brian Proctor back again with another video, and this is the finished product on the ultimate drawing lesson. Now, truth be told, I started out with this one to become another action pose position of the week, but I decided to stop, slow down, and really get a good teaching on this to teach you guys actually how to draw the lines and the muscles and so forth. And this one was for more the beginners. So I put a lot of detail and time into it. If you see the video, it's a pretty long video, but I guarantee you, if you go watch it and you stay through the end, you'll become a better artist. Now I'm going to start doing more videos like this where I slow down and really get detailed into the drawings for those of you who are just starting out. But I explain a little bit better in the video as I go along. So just stay with it. Make sure you stay till the end, and then let me know what you think about it. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm drawing a very basic, simple pose because I realize there are a lot of people out there, a lot of artists, young artists out there that really start at the very basic, at the very beginning. And I say that because I did a video, and it was called Drawing the Male Body, I believe. Oh, so simple. And I did that. I was working on my comic at that time, and then I just decided to do that, just to do it. I don't know why. It was out of my mind. I stopped and I did that, and that turned out to be the most watched video on my channel. And I realized a lot of people, because I had so many people wrote in saying, "Oh, that's so good. Now I can draw," and that told me that there are a lot more true beginners out there than more advanced, and that they have their characters and they really kind of want to bring it to life, but they don't have the skills to actually draw a good kind of a poster, shall we say, or a good pinup of their characters. So I realized that people really need to go back to the basics. A lot of people not need to go back, but they have to start somewhere from the basics. So this is why I'm doing this kind of a pinup, so that the beginners can follow this, because I think I did a fairly good way of explaining it last time, but I'm starting to slow down with my art to explain a little bit more to people to follow, because I've noticed a lot of books don't really tell you how to do or what to do. They start out with a basic skeletal figure, shall we say, and then they put flesh on it, and the next picture it's all colored, and they skip a lot of detail into doing what they need to do, or what they need to show people how to get their character that way. So I'm drawing this right now just to keep you from watching me and my hands move on a blank piece of paper, but I'm going to show you on a different piece of paper how I got there. So this is basically going to be more of just a kind of for a pinup for beginners to follow, to draw, so they can draw their own character in this way. And because a lot of people draw straight forward, just a character straight up and down, and to make it more exciting, you want to twist it a little bit. So I'm doing this one, and this one is basically kind of a character with his leg up, maybe on top of something, maybe some on some rubble or something. I don't know, but just to give people a little bit more of something for their character. So now that I've rambled about that, hopefully you understand why I'm doing this, because people need more basics before I throw a lot of advanced out there. So the first thing, and let's go back to the beginning before I actually kind of finish that, is you start with the torso. You always start with the torso, and I said that in every video, and I'm going to continue to say that in every video, because the torso is more egg shape. It's more upside down egg shape, but I do oval myself. I do more circle, but it's more upside down egg shape. And then you have the stomach right here, which is an upside down U, because it's the skeleton. And I'll show you that one day. I bought an actual skeleton thing model to show you guys, but I haven't really put it together yet. Now from this part, I haven't put it together. It's together. I just haven't showed it yet. From this part, when you do this upside down U or half circle, a lot of times I like to make this a whole circle and then cut across it and then put the upside down house like that. And if you turn it upside down, it is a house. And I think we all start out by drawing houses like that, because this won't twist, this won't bend, and this won't bend. Only part that's going to move is this part that's in the circle. So that is going to be your waist right here in the circle. This is part of your this is where your abs are anyway. So this is like your rib cage, which comes up like that. So this is the bottom of your rib cage, or the inside anyway. So from there, there's a difference between an oval and a cylinder. And I said that in another video. An oval is just an oval. It can be as long as you need it to be, but as long as it's round, it's an oval. A cylinder is just straight, and it has like an opening in it that you can go through. That's more of a cylinder. So when you turn the arms, or when you draw the arms in your legs, one part might be an oval, where another part would be a cylinder. Let's say, for instance, we're doing a leg. So a leg, I use like a long oval. It's just easier. The knee would be a circle, and the other part would be another oval. Now, if I did the leg pointing up, then I would have to do more of a cylinder, because I need to know where that leg cuts off at and where to put that knee, because I could do a long cylinder like that, or a short cylinder like this. And all that is just perspective. You have to know how to do that, to do perspective. So from there, if I put his leg up like I'm going to do on the other page, it would be a cylinder, not so much an oval. Then I will take this circle again, and that's the knee, and then maybe another cylinder or an oval to put down. Because if I'm doing something straight out, I won't usually make it a cylinder. I'll just do an oval just to be quick about it. But if I have it pointing at you in some way, it has to become an oval, so you'll know where the front is. So from that, then I will put a foot on there. And the foot is just a triangle. You take the triangle and you cut it in half, and you separate them, and you just use one, and that is your foot. So if I come straight down and out, and that's a quick reference for foot. Now when you round it off a little bit and add the curves to it, you have a foot. And let me darken this so you guys can see that, because this is a dark pencil. So if I did this and the heel, that half triangle becomes a foot. So taking this triangle, if I did the same thing, flatten it out, this is your toe, this is the bottom of your foot, it comes up, and then your heel is in the back, it becomes a foot. Round it off, and then there's your leg. So just using shapes, and I tell people, learn how to manipulate your shapes before you even start drawing. And I think a lot of people, that's where they are weak at. Their drawings are okay, but if they take the shapes, triangle, square, and circle, and learn to manipulate them, and the circle is not going to change, but that'll turn into a cylinder. And if you learn to manipulate that as best you can, it becomes easy to draw. And this would become basically a pyramid, but if you had to turn it upside down, you still have to be able to manipulate that. And of course, your box is just your box, and you'd have to be able to do it, you know, however way you can do it, but you just have to learn your shapes. And some people say it's just so simple to do that they won't do it. But when time comes to draw a character, they can't get the hand right. And the hand, to me, the hand is a fist is just, let's just say it's a square. Let's say a rectangle. You put another square here, and then take that and make a Y, the letter Y. What did I just do with my brush? And then you have a fist. I'll just go do the final piece. There's a little extra piece here. Come up, and there's a Y, and then you have your fist on your arm, and then you can add your second or next finger there, Bring your thumb over. And it's just by using simple shapes. And I say that over and over. Learn how to do your shapes, and then it becomes a lot easier. So whenever you look at something, it's a shape. If I look at, I really don't have anything. Let's just say this set of pins is just a rectangle box, and you can put the side of it with a bunch of cylinders inside. And then they have the little, what is that? Rectangle for the pocket holders, I guess. And it's very simple. When you stop looking at detailed stuff and start looking at it as a shape, it becomes very simple, very easy to draw anything. So with that, let's get back to this. So now, started out with the oval, as I say. You don't want the oval to be straight up and down. We're going to do this and have a little twist to it. So this oval is actually leaning back. So you want to take your oval, don't make it up. You want to lean it at a little bit of an angle. So your direction line can come around. It's just like you take an egg and you put a line on it. That line won't be flat across unless you face the egg straight forward. It will go with the curve or the contour and the shape of the egg itself. I hope you know what I just said. So with that, and as I said, you put the upside down U in, and this is the center. So the U is going to not be centered, it's going to be over like that. From this point and this point, and so you draw your T, which is your collarbone. And the same way you drew that angle, you want to draw that from here to here. And this is where your chest comes over and turns up. At this point, it'll turn up and goes into your arm like that. So let's get back to this. I've already got this. And you see the T that goes across there, and that is your collarbone. And this is your direction line here. It curves around and it twists. It's because the body twists. This is pointed more this way, and this is pointed a little that way. So you have that. Remember I said you have the U right here, and if I drew the circle, if I completely drew the circle, it's going to cut right through the house. This house is round because I use a roundness to it. But you can make it just like that with the points up, and then there's your house for beginners. And then your legs. Now, a lot of people have trouble with legs, but you don't want, I would say this is probably almost as long as that part right here. So it depends on how tall your character is going to be. So you would kind of do that oval. And then here's your circle. And then it would be another oval. But don't have it straight. Curve it. Almost like a macaroni noodle or something. You want to curve that around. And then just end it here where your foot is going to go at. Now this one, we did the cylinder. We did the circle. It would be the circle here and the circle here. Now when you bend your leg, if, let's just say you draw this character here. Here's your leg. Now, when you bend this part of it, it's going to compress, not compress, it's going to expand really. So it won't be flat like that. If you're muscular, it won't be flat like that. It will bulge out like so, like that. So this is why you widen that up here. Then there's your, as I said, your circle for your knee. And again, it's going to be standing on something. Let's just say it's going to be like a hill or something. So we want to curve it out that way. So from here down like that. You can always adjust the ground. Now, the bottom of your leg like this, it's not going to come straight down. As I say, it's going to be a bit of a curve. So if you do this shape, if you do like this, I'm going to exaggerate it a little bit. Wide and narrow, and you take that and you curve it like that, then you have the bottom of your the other half of your leg. So your knee would be right here, your other leg would be the other leg. Other half of your leg would be right here. This is your house. So you have your calf, which is going to curve out and around. It's kind of like a little bump, and then curve around. This one will pretty much stay the same way like that. Goes up into the knee and then back into the leg. Now on this side is going to be, you have your knee here. This side is going to actually curve out from around the knee and go in and go right down the center. So this is like your shin bone. Shin bone? Yeah. So you want to have that curve. Nobody's legs are just straight. You're going to actually curve a little bit. You're going to have that wideness here. You're going to have that there. It's going to small into the knee. You're going to come and curve around and say this one's going to come over and curve around too. And you have that little calf part right there. And then you have your legs. And then from there, you just put your foot. Remember that half? Okay, that's the other side of the foot. That half triangle like that. Now, let's put a foot, half triangle, there and there. And we can adjust that later. Same thing with this one. Here's my calf. Calf? Yeah. Curve it around. I just usually use that upside down U the same way here. And then put my foot there. And you have that going up into your waist, hips, and then your waist going up into the chest. Now from here, you have that, you have this U right there. You have this curved line. You don't want to make the line too curved. Let's just say if you have two connections, and I'll make this one round just because of it. Most people just draw straight character, straight up and down, just like that. Now, if you start curving it a little bit, it's like that, like a very small S. This is your front. So this is facing this way. This is facing that way. And that gives you a little more action in your pose. And of course, this comes straight up into your neck and your head goes on top of that. And you would just put your neck on both sides. Now you can have your head turn this way, you can have it turn that way, but usually I will turn it almost the opposite way of the chest. If the chest is going this way, I'll have the head like coming this way. Like that. It just gives it a better balance, shall we say. So we have this T that I showed you. Where is that paper? This T represents your collarbone and your direction line. And your collarbone actually is, like if I use this one, your collarbone actually comes down in a V and goes back up like that. So, and it comes right up, it comes off of this and then right into your delts, which are those two big lumps right there. If you ever watch my videos, you know I always catch hell trying to remember the delt name. So that goes into those delts, and there's like a separation. If you're very muscular, there's a separation in that. And then your chest comes just above this here, your upside down U, or this is your rib cage. I don't know what this open space is called. I guess this is where your abs are. But your chest comes just above that curved line, not straight across. You want to kind of curve it, not too much. And then as I said, at this point, so your chest is going to be like this, and at this point here, it's going to curve up and connect to that delt like that. And then your arm is actually tucked under that delt. So you have your delt, how am I going to draw this? You'll have your delt like that. And if I can draw the inside of your delt. But your arm is like shoved up inside of this thing. Like that. And you have your bicep and your tricep. So basically it covers. It's like if you shove this pin into the top, that's your delt and your arm. I'm glad this is not bleeding through to my paper. So you have that. As I said, you'll have this. I don't know what this piece is called right here. There's a little dip from your shoulder, your collarbone. It comes up, and let's say you have that circle or that oval, You have another longer oval. And then you have the same way you did this part of your leg curved like this. It's the same thing you do to that arm. So if you look at this leg, and if I put a fist right here, you like, he's right. It's the same thing. It's basically, it is the same kind of shape right there. And then you have your bicep. Let's do this. You have this, your elbow, you have your bicep right there, and your tricep right there, and then that goes into your delt. So basically, that shape that you just did, you want to redo that for this arm. So the curves, remember, you're doing this, that, but you're just curving it like that. And then you add that little piece, the same way your leg, your calf. So you curve this, you curve that, and then just add this little piece here. And then just chop it off right there. So with this one, same thing. Let's just say it's going to come here. So your delt will be here. You're not going to see the whole thing because it's twisted. So if I have this forward and this sideways, and I have my delt, right? One delt here and one delt here, and here's my collarbone, you'll see it. But if I twist this way, the collarbone, you'll see the one here, and you'll see part of it here because it actually rotated it. So if you're a beginner, hopefully you can understand. So because it's twisted, you're not going to see the whole entire circle that we're using for the delt. It's going to be behind, twisted behind that. So that means the arm is going to come from behind. Some of it's going to be tucked behind that as well, his rib cage as well. So from here, we want to do the cylinder, actual cylinder, because we're going to lift that hand up, or this part of the arm up. And that, by doing the cylinder, you'll notice that it'll automatically tell people that that part of the body is raised up versus coming straight down like that. So then I want to just put like a triangle for now. Put a triangle for the fist. Same thing for this one. Well, with this one, I'm going to come straight down. Actually, whenever I tell people to do a fist, if I do an arm, let's say I do an arm like this. Instead of having the fist come straight down like that, always bring your fist in like this. And then, because that gives it more of a angry, powerful look. Instead of having your fist like this, bring it in. Bend that fist. Your wrist stops here. Instead of going straight down, bend that fist in. So that just makes it look more powerful. So if I did the arm here and the arm here, this fist looks just more powerful because, let me get rid of some of that wrist, because it's bent in versus this one just being straight there. It gives it a little more power, powerful look. So instead of having it here like this, I'll take it in like that. And we'll work on the fist later. I'm going to get this going here. So you have your legs. Your legs are, I'll make this leg a little fatter, just a little bit fatter, because you don't want to have skinny legs and a big upper body. You have your knee, which is basically, I just do a kind of diamond shape, because you have a muscle that comes here and just kind of like touches that edge of the diamond and goes up almost like a teardrop or a water drop. And you have another muscle that is higher up that does not touch it, and then they split off into a V like that. But until you really get to know the leg muscles, and I've done this for years, and it just works. You have a separation like right here. You bring it down, and you like just curve it up like that, and that's good enough for beginners because it still looks muscular as long as you have a nice roundness here versus a flat leg there, because that other muscle is right here and it curves out and it goes in. So it's best to have that curve to make that leg look more muscular. But in the beginning, don't try to put all the muscles there, because it sometimes, if you don't do it right, it just looks weird. And I'm so used to not doing it. I started doing it, but it still looks weird. But it's best not to start if you don't really know. And your legs actually will come up like this, and then you have some hip there. But if your character is wearing shorts or some kind of pants, which you should be, you shouldn't go around naked, then you just stop the leg right there. Now this one here, it's going to come up and it's going to go down like that. And I'll bring that crotch down a little bit more. Let's take this leg in. So it's going to go up, come down, and out like that. And that is a fat leg. So let me take it down here, because it does round, but it gets smaller as it gets close to the knee. And then of course the knee is going to be, again, more kind of diamond shaped. Bring this out more. You can bring the calf out more. Same thing for this. You can bring the calf out more. This is, you're getting into the super muscular pose at this point. So with this, let's do the chest. So remember, from this circle here, where this hits, this point, these two lines connect. This line connects with this line. This line connects with this part of the circle here. And when it comes up, where this line connects with that, and that line connects with that T, the same amount of curve that is here is the same amount of curve that is right there. So you do the chest just a little above that. Remember, it's going to be curved like that. And where this connects here, it's going to curve up, and it's going to go right up under that delt like that. So you can separate the chest here, and right here. An important part, you don't want to keep that line. You want to bring that chest out a little bit more. So if this was the chest, let's just say I'll bring it higher here. If this is the chest, I don't want that chest like this. So I want to bring that out more, and then raise it up to give him more of that balloon chest, like he's been pumping iron. So it will come out like this. Is your chest. It'll come out and then around, and then you'll have some of that bone. I can't think of what it's called, that will protrude out there. So you have that other chest. It curves up here, and then your lats come there. So you want to have a little bit of that bone protrude right here. So let me erase this, and hopefully you'll be able to see this amongst the messy lines. So you want to bring it out a little, round it off, like that. So that's going to be like a small V like this. So this is your chest, that V, and it's going to come out, and then that goes right into your abs, like that. So I said we're going to do the arms. So that from here to there, and the point here actually separates your tricep, which is this part, and your bicep. So wherever that stops, it's going to go right into there, and there is a muscle that actually runs between the two to separate the two. But again, if you really don't know about that, or those extra muscles, don't worry about it. Just do your line for your bicep and your tricep. And so the tricep is this was my arm originally. The tricep is the biggest part of your arm. It's the biggest muscle in your arm. So it's going to come out and then go back in, down, because your elbow is, let's get another piece of paper, actually between your bicep, tricep. So if this is the arm, this is the back of the arm, this is your elbow, and this is the other part. Your tricep, yes, tricep, is actually two heads. I think it's two heads or three heads. I'm not a big muscle person. So from the back, it's going to look like that, like a V and a line, and it curves out, and you have one thin head and one short head, or one thicker head, and then it's going to, your elbow kind of like runs right up into it, between it like that, and then you have that bone line, and this is like this. This is your delt. See, I keep missing that, and it depends on how much your arm is turned. You might see some of your bicep, maybe, depends on how your arm is turned. So it's going to be something like that, and then the elbow here, it runs down to that bone, that I don't know what bone that's called, and then you have that, and you have that, and then it's another muscle here, and I think that's the one that goes in between the bicep and tricep. And then you have this. If I didn't just throw that round backwards, it might be on the other side, like that. I'm not sure. It's on one of these sides. Depends on what side arm you drew. But this goes all the way up into that. But the point is, make this fat, and it comes down, and your elbow's here, and then it curves out, and then this, actually, because your bicep is turning it around, here's your bicep right here, and here's your forearm. The bicep usually comes down to almost kind of like a point, and then you have that little space right here between those arms, and it actually separates. So if you're muscular and your bicep is like that, and you might be able to see it in your own arm, there is a little space here. I don't know if you can see that. Probably couldn't see that. And that's the front of your arm. And then your delt, and you still see just a little bit of tricep from the back. And then that goes right down into your chest, your lats, your, again, delts, which connect to your shoulder, and at this point, your collarbone goes, and your neck goes into that. So I'm hoping it's not going to go very long, but I'm trying to give you great details so that you can start drawing. Okay, so we're going to turn this in more and then out. And I believe, how is that? This, yeah, it curves up, it comes down almost like an S, and then there's another muscle that runs down there, but don't quote me on that. I believe that's right. So with this one, because that muscle that arm is bent up just a little bit, you're going to see more of a curve like we did, and then maybe a tad bit of the tricep like that. And as I said, that little V here, that little divot that goes down, and you want to make this round, make that round to curving, just like we did the calf, like that noodle. And then you have that opening again, so that you can see that this is more a cylinder, and know that it is raised up a little bit. So let us do this, because let's bring his lat out just a little bit more. So you had it here, let's put it right here. Okay, because he's twisted. So a lot of times, now abs are a lot of people draw abs differently. This part won't twist or bend up, and this part won't bend up. So only this part bends. So, and I do abs differently in a lot of drawings as well. I don't do the same ab over and over, because everybody's ab is not perfectly. Well, let's get this old drawing that I used for my last video. Everybody's ab is not perfectly straight across. You know, some are higher and lower. Just look at some bodybuilding magazines. You'll see that everybody's ab is not the same or perfect. But what I can tell you, okay, since it's twisted, this is going to be the center of your abs, and this is going to turn to, because it does not come out. Your abs, here's your chest, Here's that U. What was I going to say? Oh, we're going to come down to the waist, like so. Your abs, from that U part, your abs don't come straight down like that. It actually comes in because it leaves room for your love handles, like that. So it does come in. So you're going to follow this line. So it's going to come from this point to this point, and it's going to curve in like that because it's twisted. Like so. And if I'm not drawing clothes on them, I'll take it all the way down to the crotch. I'm going to twist this a little bit more because this guy his body is twisted. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this one over, and both of them over just a little bit more, because you have your obliques is what it's called, your actual love handles, which comes down into your crotch. So you have that muscle here, so it's gonna be like that. That's got to be more rounded. Because that is twisted. Like that. And you want to keep your character looking round, not flat. And I'm looking at it now, trying to take away that flatness if I see any. So let's erase this and this, and this and this. I'll put it back because, as I said, some drawings I'll do this and maybe add those two here. And some I don't. Some I just do the abs right there. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do this guy yet. Usually abs are kind of like my last thing I do. I don't know, maybe I'll just go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to not make this chest so square. I'm going to bring this in a little bit more. So the delt's actually going to come all the way across into the chest, like that. This guy's just going to be wide, and I'll bring that chest in a little bit more, and I'll bring it down. Not making it so boxy. Like that. So from this, where I would say this line comes up, you already have this circle here. We'll use that as the shoulders, but I'll just extend it a little bit more to actually touch the delts, like that. And this is going to come up to define where the neck is. So wherever that is, you want to do a V, and then your line straight up. Not a small neck, but since this is round, I'll do that. I'll round this off, and the neck, and then just do an oval for the head for the time being. Not too big, not too small. Those are some broad shoulders. And I'm still not happy with that stomach. So I'll work on this, because if you bring these lines straight up like that, that's actually how this thing is connected. And then from here to here, you have your ribs. I want to say this is part of that. This paper is getting dirty. And this is why I don't use pencil. I use a red pencil because it doesn't smudge. Now, one thing I'd say to people that when you're drawing, step away from your drawing and then come back later, because I'm drawing at an angle, and a lot of times my drawings come out too long because I'm sitting down low and you need to be more over your paper. That's why a lot of people, you're supposed to draw more of an up angle, but this drawing board, if I did that, everything would just roll off my drawing board. So, and I have a lot of pencils and pens and stuff I keep on the board along with extra paper, so everything will slide off. So let's do this. Let's take some of the curve out of here and then bring it down. Make it more of a triangle. And there's something in that lean that I'm just not seeing yet, but that's all right. I'll see it later. As I said, walk away, walk away. So let's do this hand. So the hand is, there's several ways to do hands. Let's do this. It's a square. I don't know why I'm losing it at this particular point. All right, let's get this hand right. So bend it in. You're making a more of a square. Let me turn it sideways. Maybe I'll be able to see it better. And you're putting just a little piece of box right there. Now, from this little piece of rectangle, you want to go up, and where this bend is right here, you want to do a U like that, a U, a Y. Let's make this a little better. All right, let's get this thing in to your little piece that comes out, it comes around, and you make your Y, and then you have your fist for the most part. Turn this thing over, yeah. And then you can put the little piece here, because you do have the little finger, the part of the finger that does curve around. Let's take this off, curve this in, like so. Now, to do this, it's going to be a little trickier because it is angled up some. So you're going to take that box, you're going to, and this is where I'm saying about learning to take your boxes and manipulate them to turn the way you need them to be turned. So this circle here and this thumb here, and I'll show you how to do this in a second. So it comes up and across. And another reason why I don't do pencil, because it's too dark and it's too messy. Cross, cross, and cross. And yeah. So what I did with the first fist is square, little box here, comes out here. I'm trying to think, what shape would that be? That's kind of almost like a coffee mug without the thing, but like that. You just curve around, and this point right here, you just curve around, and then it's like doing a letter Y. If you do the letter Y, you have a fist. Because if you look at it, it's going to curve up, and then you have that strong piece there. Usually, yeah, that, and it curves around because your fingers are bent like that. Okay, let me say that this is the final product, pencil-wise. And now let me say, nothing takes the wind out of your sail faster than having your camera cut off in the middle of a lesson without even making a sound, and you continue to film. Ask any YouTuber who has that had that happen to them, and they will tell you how aggravating that is. So there was a lot of good information I was saying, and you missed it all. So what I'm gonna try to do is try to cover this, or go back and cover what I said that you missed, because it was some pretty good information if you do ask me. So I think the last thing I left off on was the hand. And I'm not going to change this. I'm just going to kind of partly draw what I have on here so that you can understand what I did. Because I changed it. I lifted this leg up. I went over the shoulders. I think I went over the crotch, and I went over the head and the neck. Yeah, so yeah, let's just cover that real quick. So the hand thing, as I was saying, is if you learn how to draw boxes, to manipulate boxes, what I did, and I have a hand video, open hand and a closed hand where I did fist. Go back and look at that, and you'll probably kind of understand what I'm saying when I'm doing this. And I'm just going to do this real quick. You have your hand, and it's going to be the fist because it's closed. And you have your half of your palm, and you have the other half of your palm. So you have the other half of the palm. So you have this piece of the palm. Slow down, Brian. This piece and this piece. You have your thumb coming out of here. You have two pieces. Let's say two ovals, one coming up and one coming across. And I'm drawing this fist the way it would be here, upside down. So you have this and then you have that. Now, take this and curve this around, because the top of your fist is always curved. So you have your one finger comes down. The second one comes down. Your third one comes down. And your fourth one comes up and down, like so. So it's going to come down, down, and they're going to come in like so, and then there's the rest of your palm, like that. So you have this, you have this, and the more you curve it, the better it would be. Better they come out, because they come in, they actually come in toward the thumb. So you have this part, you have that extra wrinkle here, there, and it comes up. So you have this part going up, and this part here where they bend. So if I ink that, hopefully it looks kind of presentable. There's my ink pen after everything else ran away. It would be kind of like this. Up, over, and down, and in. And then you have this part here, this part there, and some wrinkle there. So that's what you have in that part. But the whole thing is being able to manipulate your boxes to be able to make shapes from those. Turn the boxes to make a particular shape that you want. Okay, so I was working on this part here, which is the crotch, or which is your hips and your crotch right here. So the quick way to do that is, or the best way to do that is, you have your torso, your chest, your ab part, your hips, or your love handles right here. Now your love handles are going to come down like this. And I'm going to rush this because my camera cut off at 47 minutes, and I think I did one. There's going to be one edit in between that, so it's going to be probably about an hour video. So that's your crotch, and then your legs come from here. So as long as you have this piece here, like that, you're good, because your legs come from there. And then your belly button is somewhere up here. Your abs, your belly button is like down here somewhere. Comes up, and then your abs. Stomach comes up, and your lats. So yeah, this is, and you have your love handles here. And then your rest of your muscles from your abs. Something else I covered was the shoulders, when I did the shoulders. Now, doing the shoulders, we'll do this again. You have this, your chest, your collarbone that comes all the way across into your delts. Now, I always have this. When I do my T, my direction line and my collarbone, I always have some left over, this little point left over. So I always do the V to the point where I want the neck as wide as I want the neck, and then the head. Now this, your shoulders, from what you have left, you just add a little bit more, and that actually comes into your collarbone, comes into your delts, like this. Let me get a, well, I'll use a brush. Like this. So at this point right here where that collarbone comes in to that delt, that's where I start my shoulders. Like that. And your neck is going to come down and kind of curve around. You have that inside, and it's going to come curve around, and it's going to make this kind of a sausage kind of thing that curves into your neck. Your neck curves because the back of your shoulders, if I do this again, and I explained it better the first time. This is your spine. These are your shoulders. These are your delts. This is your tricep and your lats. Now your shoulders come up. Shoulders come up and up into your neck. Don't worry, I'll ink this in a second. And there's a V, there's a little triangle here. And then your neck, you have the rest of your neck here, and then your back of your head, your cranium, and then your head from behind, and here's your ears from behind. So if I did this, and your delts, it comes like that for that back muscle. Your delt actually is like this. It curves around. So your shoulders fit into that. They come up and they go up into your neck like this. And then you have the rest of your neck here on the side, back of your head, and then the rest of your actual skull here. And your ears would be here. So by this going up behind your neck, where is it? This is what that is. This is going up, and your neck is coming down and kind of going out from behind it, because this is curving up behind your neck. And then you have your chin here, chin and head. So hopefully you understand that, because I did a little better explaining in the other video. And this curve, this triangle comes up to like an extra muscle in your back. Something else I did, I raised the leg up, and I showed that by doing this. So you have your house, your upside down house, which is your waist. This is your waist, your lower part. So you have your circle right here. This is your leg raised. Now you're going to do a cylinder. Where do you want that other part? Where do you want your knee? So let's say if I put this circle right here, and okay, so my knee would be right here, coming down, and then that's my calf, and that's my foot. So if the person was sitting down, this would be perfect for sitting down, both of them here, both your legs here. Of course, it would take a different shape other than just a circle. And your knee, like that. You'd be sitting down. Now, if I wanted to bring the leg out, and this was here, so I'll still have my circle, and I'll put the other edge of the circle right here. Then I put my knee, and then I would put my leg coming down. So it all depends on where you put your other circle to give it that perspective look. So if I did a circle here, and I put another one down here and connected it like that, it would still be going down, but it's a little further. But the more you bring it up, the greater, or the shorter it lengthens. The shorter it becomes, to give that perspective. So I can actually put the foot way out here, or the other part of the leg way out here, and that goes up into the crotch, and then you have your waist, and the other foot, the other leg could be like down here somewhere. Like that, and he could be just bent over. Somehow, I didn't mean for this to become a whole drawing, but you kind of get you kind of get what I'm saying by just me doing this, or you should anyway. So just by bending this, or doing your circle, putting your other circle where you want to, and that goes the same for doing the arm too. If you do that, and then you put that, you can put your hand here, and then you'd have the perspective in the hand, but we didn't do that. I'm just trying to show you what I did, which ended up messing up because my camera cut off. And I think that was about it. I did the hand, this. I put a line. It's good to just have a line in your leg, no matter where. The other way you can tell where the front of your leg is, and then you can keep your foot and everything lined up on your leg. And I don't know if I showed you the foot. Hopefully I showed you the foot in it. I didn't go back through the whole video because I was just so depressed. Oh, the neck. One more thing about the neck. The head and the neck. So I'll do 3 heads. 2, 3. Now usually when I draw a head, a lot of times I'll do it square just like that. Then manipulate the shape that I need. So I have that rectangle. Then I'll bring it straight down, chin, and up. And you should know wherever this point is, that's where your mouth is. Your mouth goes right there. So when you open your mouth, yeah, it's like Mr. Roboto. So the widest part of your face, here and here. So that would be here and here. That's where you want to bring your neck coming down if you want more of a superhero type. So if I did this right here, and I gave them a little neck like that, you can tell it's more of a teenager. And then if I even went a little thinner, that's too thin. I meant to go about like this, and then like that. This is more of a kid right here. And to do a kid, you just do bigger eyes. That's all, a little wider eyes, maybe a smaller mouth, and then you have a teen or somebody like that. So this would be, and then you don't square off the chin so much if he's not like a superhero. So if I did a neck like that, you'll understand. And if I did this, the younger you are, the rounder your face is going to be. You do it like that with the big eyes. He could be a little kid, or yeah, teens, young kid, and then you just kind of make the eyes a little smaller the older you get, and then you square off the chin more, and then, as I said, have a big neck like that. Now if you want to do a Hulk type, you just make the neck wide like that, and then the big shoulders. So that's how you would make your age groups by the neck itself. So, and I told you about the shoulders. This is going to come down to the collarbone, to that little V in your collarbone. Your shoulders are going to come down like that, and because your shoulders are rounded off like that, it'll leave a little dip right here. And usually muscular people will have that V, that little dip of that little V in there. And as I said, this comes to your tricep, and triceps, your delts, and your delts actually come around your shoulders like that, and then your arms come out from there, and your chest is there. Tricep, bicep, like that. So I'm going to ink this thing because this video has gotten long, because I've given you guys a whole lot of information. It would have been a little better if the camera had kept running. So I'm going to ink this, and that's going to, of course, be a speed ink. And I'm going to come back. I might not even I just might just cut it and show you the final ink and save some time, because this was a lot of time and you don't need to see me ink it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it right here, come back with the ink, maybe do some background to it, and then we'll be done with this video. Okay, so this is the finished product. I really wanted to show you the inking process, but I knew it was speed inking, so you wouldn't really get that much. And the fact that this video took so long, I didn't want to take any longer in finishing it. So this is it, and follow the process to doing this, and then you'll be able to draw a lot better. And I'm going to make more videos where I'm slowing down more and teaching you like each muscle, each line, so that you beginners will be able to pick this stuff up. So when you draw your own character, you'll be able to understand it and make it come out right or a lot better. So with that said, I'm gonna let this one go. And if you got to this point in the video, I want to say thanks for sticking with me, and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and click that bell, that notification bell, because I'm going to start putting up a lot more videos now. I'm back into the swing of it, so I really don't want you guys to miss any of this stuff, any of this good stuff. All right, so I am out, and I will see you guys in the next video.